This little video series is called Dying Dar's Way, Radically Real Spiels on the End of Life. I'm continuing the theme of boundaries with my friend with my friend Michael Libertazzo. I don't have brain metastases yet that I know, but they may be coming. And I had not really thought of this concept before about the permeability of boundaries, and yet I think I'm picking up a lot of it now from my family and friends. So explain.
So a few more things I can say to this is, first of all, I understand that people are coming from their heart, people are coming from their emotions. They're very well intended, and they believe in their heart and their own experience that they're being loving. And the important point in that is that it's coming from them. And it has to be. And so it's intersubjective. It's passing back and forth. It's relational. But what's important again and again and again, and I think you've heard from me in both of the other videos I've done, is you have to pay attention to the data. What effect are you having?
Right.
And not just be coming from something inside of you, however well-intentioned that is. Because then that is a contaminant, and it can actually be an intrusion. And it's natural that this happens. So it happens in other situations as well. So one place it happens is in the happiness of a wedding. We all get caught up in the flow, and all of a sudden, we know the bride and groom in a way that we really didn't know them, and we're just flooded by
claiming that territory,
and wanting to be in the inner circle.
Right.
And it's a breach.
Yeah, it's so human.
Or if someone's giving a public talk, if somebody has some kind of fame coming to them, some kind of however big, some kind of spotlight. We want to kind of join in it with them, and they become part of our identity rather than this is theirs. And how do I, again, sit there, witness, and be a container and hold and be a support without being intrusive? It's difficult. It's a process. It's something about learning. And it's something about sitting back and really kind of processing, so what is happening in me? And again, coming back to how can I really be there in a way that for the other person and is much more sensitive to who they are. And what do I do if I really don't know them very well? Well, I would say do less. In fact, silence, being quiet, and with the gift of a gaze that is just clearly, I'm attending, I'm taking this in. You are heard. I am hearing you.
Okay, are we picking up data? Are we observing at this point in our silence and in our quiet?
Yes. So we're observing the body, we're observing the micro expressions of the face, we're observing how are they breathing, what's happening around their eyes, are they like, whoa, are they backing up a little? And again, what's my best guess of what their experience is, not just being led by mine. And again, it's a problem that we have because our minds are so subjective, because we have I, me, my at the center of our consciousness. And that's a problem. It's necessary part of the time, but it's a problem other parts of the time.
Okay, and I'm hearing that when someone is dying and when someone is grieving, it's okay, it's appropriate for the people in the next layer out in the intimacy ring to let the I, me, my be the people at the center of that, to whom the others, the surrounding people, are present.
So a number of times in my practice, as I teach this to my patients,
he's a psychologist.
A number of the people, particularly the men, will say, oh, so I just listened. And I jump right on the just and say, forget the just.
Right.
Because what the gift
How
of listening.
big is that,
of
right?
Deeply listening.
Right.
And
with the intention of doing nothing but listening some more.
And holding it.
Right.
I hear you. I'm witnessing. I'm going to carry you just the way you gave it to us. Because when the dying are speaking, they're giving us a gift. And we need to just receive that. And sometimes that's very uncomfortable. But that's our feeling. So paying attention.
Wow. Would you
Mm-hmm.
like to comment? I've been asking everybody recently
Ah,
to share on your love language.
sure. So, like a lot of these little books, I find them very helpful, but I wish I could have hours of discussion with the author, because I want to make it more complicated than
Right.
they've made it. And part of why they have such a great book is because they've made it more simple. But I'm going to mess it up and make it more complicated. So I do think the greatest thing, or one of the greatest ones for me, is being the recipient of service and
Oh, that's
and,
mine.
and
That's mine too.
and being in service. And part of that for me is that we are sharing, a deep, emotional, sensitive intimacy, a quality time. And that we do that, some of it is nonverbal, some of it is just the incredible gaze of really sincere eyes, and the face that goes with that, and how deeply we can communicate with eyes. And sometimes, yes, we use words, and those are a great gift as well. Not overwhelming the person with words, but really listening to your own experience and your own heart, and knowing the heart and the mind of the other person, and slow down, to really have those kind of moments.
Thank you, Michael.
Welcome.
Thank you.